Around the world, there are national teams that most people don't even know exist. So instead of teams like Brazil, England, France and many others, in this video we'll see 5 unknown national teams not recognized by FIFA. National teams from not recognized countries and even from countries you wouldn't imagine playing. Starting with an European national team that you probably never even heard of. The Monaco national team. Monaco is a very wealthy country located south of France, with several millionaires and even billionaires, home to several yachts and casinos. And the only professional club there is AS Monaco. They had players like Bernardo Silva and Mbappe. But that's a club. Now they also have their own national team. This is their latest uniform, red with white stripes and a crest with 2 monks, a symbol of the country. But instead of the club that can sign players from all over the world, the Monaco national team can have only those who were born or have family there. So with only 10,000 people that actually has citizenship, it's difficult to find good players. So much that in 2014 Monaco played a friendly against the Isle of Man, an island in UK, and with their red and white stripes they lost 10-0. Yes, we're humiliated. And were also humiliated against other non-country national teams. But Monaco also played against another independent country, and played 5 times against them, the Vatican City. Yes, there's also a Vatican City team, we'll talk more about them later, but they really take it seriously. This was a pre-match performance before a friendly against the Vatican. And this is the player with the most matches for Monaco, Eric Fissoré. This guy was never a professional player. Actually, all the players have their own jobs. Their keeper was even a former Olympic judoka. If Monaco wanted to join UEFA, they could, but they never even tried, cause they would just get beaten every game like San Marino. And stick around, cause we'll see other 4 national teams that you didn't know existed and are not recognized by FIFA. The last one is from the smallest country ever. And if Monaco has a weak team, let's now move to a national team so good that it could even qualify for the World Cup. There's a national team that had players like Xavi, Busquets, Piqué and many others. Catalonia. Catalonia is a very important region in Spain, with its largest city being Barcelona. It's a region with its own culture and even its own language, so they have their own national team. They are organized by the Catalan Football Federation and have been playing for a long time. Their first games date back to 1904. Their uniform is based on the colors of the Catalan flag, and it's a team that plays really well. In friendlies against FIFA-affiliated countries like Jamaica, Tunisia and so on, they haven't lost since 2008. It's so important that in 2009, none other than Johan Cruyff became Catalonia manager. Yes, the Johan Cruyff, leading them to victories like 4-0 against Honduras and also played against Argentina. During that time, they competed in a friendly tournament and that was when they faced Argentina, which was managed by Maradona and had players like Di Maria, Otamendi, Higuain, Javier Pastore and others. So Catalonia with Valdés, Piqué, Xavi and Busquets won 4-2. That was really an amazing team coached by Cruyff. Could easily reach a World Cup quarterfinal. Since that day, Catalonia played 8 other matches against FIFA countries, winning 5 and drawing 3. The last game was in 2022, when they played a friendly against Jamaica. The game was held at the Montilivi Stadium, located in the city of Girona, and they showed their strength, defeating Jamaica 6-0. Yes, 6-0, that's huge. Catalonia had Cucurella, who would soon move to Chelsea, Riqui Puig from Barcelona, Alex Moreno from Real Betis, Mingueza also from Barcelona and others. So now let's go to a territory that you probably didn't know they had a national team. And a territory so big that if it were a country, it would be the 12th largest in the world, with 2.1 million square kilometers or 800,000 square miles. Greenland. Greenland is covered in snow with very low temperatures. It's a very difficult place to live in. Look at how the capital is. Yes, that's the largest city, and this is their main stadium. The grass is synthetic, because not much green grows there and the stands are these rocks around. Greenland is part of Denmark, and it's larger than countries like Mexico and almost 10 times larger than the UK. But in population, it has only 56,000 inhabitants. Even so, they have their own team, the Greenland national football team. With a red and white uniform, the same colors as the flag, they play at the Nuuk Stadium, that is planned on being totally renovated. But for now, as they don't have good infrastructure, FIFA does not recognize them. But even so, they have played several matches since the 1980s, and the competition they play the most is called the Island Games, a tournament where several islands play, including Bermuda. and their team is made up of players who play in Greenlandic clubs, but some also play in other countries, like the midfielder Mathias Christensen, who plays for a first division team in Denmark, and the forward Nemo Thompson, also playing in Denmark. But they will grow a lot in the future, cause Greenland officially applied to join CONCACAF, the North American Caribbean Confederation. Then they will be recognized and be able to compete for a spot in the World Cup against the US, Mexico, Canada, and many others. Just imagine, Greenland versus the USA in this stadium. So now let's go back to Europe and see another national team not recognized by FIFA, but has already applied to join it and may even qualify for the World Cup in the future. It's a team that featured players like Xabi Alonso, Iñaki Williams, and many others. The Basque Country national team, that just like Catalonia, has a lot of culture and even their own language. That's why it's called a country, you know? So they have their own national team, with a green, white, and red uniform, the same colors as the flag, organized by the Basque Football Federation. They have been playing since the 1930s and played a total of 40 matches against FIFA affiliated countries, and they have a really impressive record. Only lost 6, drew 5, and won 27. Their last defeat against a FIFA national team was in 2011, when they lost to Tunisia. After that, it was 6-1 against Bolivia, 6-0 against Peru, 3-1 against Tunisia, and so on. Their last match was this year, in a friendly against Uruguay, where they drew 1-1. It's true that these national teams don't go with their full squad, but the Basque Country has very good players that plays for Real Sociedad and Athletic. Among the players who have worn the Basque jersey are Iñaki Williams, World Cup winner Fernando Llorente, former Bayern Munich player Javi Martinez, and Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso actually made his international debut for the Basque Country, and they may be close to joining UEFA, cause in 2020 a Basque delegation went to Switzerland to officially apply for a FIFA membership. It hasn't been accepted yet, but if they really become members, the Basque Country national team will be very strong, being able to count with Kepa, Laporte, Nico, and Iñaki Williams, Azpilicueta, and many others. So now let's go to a national team that almost nobody knows exists, which is literally from the smallest country in the world. At the beginning of the video, we talked about Monaco, but this is a country 4 times smaller, the Vatican. The Vatican has only 0.49 square kilometers or 0.19 square miles. It's literally 6 times smaller than Central Park in New York. Even so, it's an independent country with even its own passport. So a national team was also created, and this was their uniform from a few years ago. Yellow and white with a drawing of the St. Peter's Basilica in the middle. After that, the uniform started to be made by the company Joma. The 2021 uniform was like this, with details in black, and the most recent is this one, yellow with white details with a basilica in the corner. And the crest is formed by the Vatican flag with a dove. Very beautiful. But if you look in a map, the Vatican City doesn't have any football fields. So where do they play? Here, at the Campo Pio 11, just outside the country, with a view from the basilica. And the last time the Vatican played against another independent country was in April 2017, when they went to the Pio 11 to face Monaco. Yes, Monaco is the only country that Vatican plays against, and this video of a friendly match in 2014 showed that they take it very seriously. The two teams were lined up with an orchestra playing both national anthems. In another friendly, even the Prince of Monaco, the highest authority in the country, attended the match. But Vatican City is even worse than Monaco. In 5 matches against them, they have only 2 draws and 3 losses. The last match in 2017 ended in a draw. In a country with only 900 inhabitants, it's difficult to find good players, and even fewer are those who actually have a Vatican passport. So their team is made up of people who work in the country, such as police officers, postal workers, and even members of the guard. But back in 2010, their team was even coached by Giovanni Trapattoni, former Italy and Bayern Munich manager. Believe it or not, they even have a tournament called the Vatican City Championship, formed by teams of workers, and even a women's national team. So the Vatican could become a member of UEFA and FIFA if they wanted to, but they never applied for it because they say they prefer to remain amateur. Imagine one day the Vatican competing for a spot in the World Cup. So if you think that it will be impossible for such a small country to play in a World Cup, in this video I show you the 10 smallest countries to ever play in a tournament. I think you're gonna like it. Thank you and bye.